it cleared. It's funny to be talking about fog when it's this warm.
Yeah.
People are jumping in the water again.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be foggy again. We've already got some fog out there. We just showed you all that a couple of minutes ago, as well as a high rip current risk. So if you are heading out to the beach tonight, tomorrow, it's still going to be there. We already had that high rip current risk today. And speaking of the warm temperatures, it was warm here this morning in the upper 60s. I mentioned earlier, this was one of the first mornings in a while I've needed a jacket coming into work, though that would have been the case if we were up in Beeville. That's because there was a cold front parked across the northern half of the coastal bend today, but that did retreat to the north, and so we had a nice warm day topping out in the 80s here in Corpus Christi. Right now sitting at 74 with a easterly breeze, and that front is now kind of through central Texas and squiggling over towards the eastern U.S. This stationary front and high pressure, we'll talk a bit about those in just a couple of minutes, but we'll zoom back here into the coastal bend. Through the overnight hours, it's going to go into, again, the upper 60s tonight. That's really all the further we're going to get. We're going to see that fog here again that we've already got started. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to see mostly cloudy skies eventually transition into partly cloudy. So it's going to be a mix of clouds and sun, just depending on what time of day you're looking up at the sky. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon, pretty similar to today, 83 for the high here in Corpus Christi tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, another round of some clouds and fog with another cold front trying to push into the coastal bend. However, if you look at these temperatures, it's not going to get all the way through here. It's not going to come through cleanly, as we would say. It's going to retreat back northward. So tonight we're going to see that coastal fog that's already started continue through the overnight hours. It's going to be a little warmer by a degree or so, and it's still plenty humid out there. Tomorrow afternoon, we've got that cloud cover trying to continue, but it's also going to be very windy. Sustained winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts anywhere from 35 to 40 by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be very windy, so between that and the humidity, probably not going to be the best hair day out there. So here's that stationary front we talked about in high pressure. This front's going to lift to the north, but as this high pressure is going to stay parked here over the coming week, this next low pressure system, as these two get closer together and we're sandwiched in the middle for yet another week, we're going to be windy tomorrow afternoon. That's why we're going to get so breezy. That cold front not going to quite make it through here before it lifts as a warm front, and we're going to be quite toasty heading into Monday, but the temperatures don't stop there. This high pressure is still parked over the southeast Gulf, keeping us warm. We're going to be windy again as another low pressure tracks towards the coastal bend, but this front, however, is going to be able to push all the way through and bring us an absolutely gorgeous start to next weekend with highs in the 70s. So it'll be cooler, sunny, and we're going to have drier air. However, with the drier air and continuing winds, we are going to see a bit of a fire weather concern for Thursday and Friday. Highs over the coming days, we're going to stay in the 80s, but increasingly so up into the upper 80s by Wednesday and Thursday. Then those fall off into the 70s for Friday and Saturday. Right now, we do have that decreased visibility, cloudy skies, and muggy temperatures in the 70s. Those temperatures going to continue to fall, but only a couple more degrees into the upper 60s. Tomorrow afternoon, very windy with highs in the 80s again. Those 80s continue through this week through Thursday, and then that cold front brings beautiful weather going into next weekend. Brian.
Thank you, Kristen. Still